Hello, everybody. You made it to Cheryl's Place. I'm Cheryl, and we have the beautiful Angel all in sparkled out tonight. Welcome, Angel. I'm so happy you're here tonight. Woohoo!
Oh, thank you so much for
How
having
has your
me. I'm
day?
very happy to see you.
Oh, you're always welcome, girl. And I miss you. You've been so busy. We have lots of things to catch up on. And part of what you've been busy about is what you're wearing right there. So, how was your day today?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, we're here in Ohio. We're having some nice warm weather. Yesterday was beautiful and sunny, and today it's a little overcast and they're threatening tornadoes. So, Ohio.
Yeah, well, hey, it's not much better here. We had 64 yesterday, and it's snowing right now outside. So, that weather, Mother Nature likes to keep us on our toes, I think.
Yes, yes.
Well, I thought I would just talk. I think I'm going to leave the latter portion of our discussion on what you're wearing and how that all became about. But let's quick say hi to everyone who's in the chat. Keto Mama Michelle, hello, welcome. Your pal Misty. Yay, Misty's here. Ronnie, hello, Ronnie, and new guest. And Angel says you're with her. Whoop, whoop. Welcome. Everyone's always welcome. Hello, Mary. Yay, Mary made it. Oh, Breaking Insanity Cycle. Marcy has made it. Your pal Misty, I hate to ask this, but could you put Angel's YouTube channel page out for if anyone is not following her yet? I don't know how to do it, and Misty does. So,
Thank you, Misty.
Hello, C-Bus Big Red. Woohoo! Welcome. Yes, so Angel has a channel also. She has lots of videos on there from how I met her, weight loss, steps, challenges, all sorts of fun things. So please check out her channel. She's been really busy lately, so she hasn't had too much current, but there's plenty of awesome stuff to check out. So I thought I would check because something you did that was very good that I'm not great at is editing. And not only editing, you made a cute picture to post about our live stream tonight, which was beautiful. That's out of my element. So what got you into starting enjoying editing? Just from you doing YouTube, or is it something you've always liked?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know. The first time I remember really sitting down to edit something, I was stationed in England, and in my career field, we have an Air Force wide award called the Hennessy. It's for excellence in food service. And we were supposed to make a video for that competition. And somehow, I guess maybe I was the only one with a video camera. They're like, hey, Angel, you can do it. And I was like, well, I guess. So it was sort of a trial by fire. And I just got more and more into it. And I found that I was constantly learning. I didn't intentionally say, "Ooh, I like that effect. Let me go and see if I can do that." It was just sort of trying to make something new and exciting each time. And that was really how I got into it. And then in graduate school, I decided I would start my history YouTube channel, and that was a lot of fun. One of my professors thought that that was really great, and so I just sort of continued doing that. And then when I decided I was going to try to lose weight and get healthy, I was like, I guess I'll do a YouTube channel about that. The difference between the history channel and the weight loss channel is that the history channel, I didn't have to sit in front of the camera as much. In fact, the more I was able to figure out great ways to not be in the frame, the happier I was. But with my weight loss channel, it was like, I guess I really need to be in the frame because I need to talk about me losing weight. And that was a lot of fun, and being out in nature and learning better ways to film in such high light outside, and the scenery and moving at the same time.
Exactly.
It's been a lot of fun learning all of those different components. Yeah.
Now, did you start off with a phone, or do you and move to a camera, or are you still using a phone, or what do you do when you video?
It's really a mix. I use my phone probably 75% of the time, and then I have the GoPro that I use a lot of times for the wider shots of like the trail when I'm moving down the trail because it has a better stability in it. But when it's me, it's facing me, and I'm just talking. It's very often just my phone.
Is it all right if Misty shares your history channel also on
Yes, that's
YouTube?
great. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Misty. Yeah, editing is kind of not my cup of tea yet. Maybe someday. Do you do it outside of besides when you were doing military stuff and YouTube? Do you do it anywhere else?
Not really, no.
Now, this could be just a silly, fun little question. Since you enjoy it, and let's say I lived a few blocks away from you, and I said, "Hey, Angel, if I paid you a few dollars, would you help me? Would you be interested?" Obviously, I don't live near you. Part time, would that be something like, or you dabble in? If someone need a little help, maybe a little whatever, a little side job or something, or is it just more for your entertainment?
I think it's just more for my entertainment. I'd be happy to help people. I don't think that I feel like I could accept payment for it because I'm not sure that my skill level is at that uh, sort of benchmark. But I did a little video for my pageant sisters. You know that, of course, I am thing that's going around on TikTok and Instagram and everything. I thought it would be fun if we did that. So that's a little project that I recently did. The difference between that and every other project that I've done is that I didn't film any of it. They filmed their own clips and sent it to me. And that's very unusual for me. So it was 100% post production. Yeah. So,
Well, hey, it's cool that we get to learn something more every day, and that's something you
yeah.
would have never done before. So
Right.
that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. It's exciting, even though I don't do that, but it's exciting. And anyone's new here, oh, hey, Derek's made it. Hello,
Hey,
Derek.
Derek.
Yeah, editing. I'm what you get. I don't always have thumbnails. It's just this is what you get. Maybe someday in the future I'll learn more exciting things with the internet. But technology and Cheryl are, you might be mortal enemies. I don't know. Okay. But speaking of videos, I believe when I met you, we were doing very similar, very close to starting the Derek's Steps challenge. And that I think that's when I first started to get to know you, Angel. I believe. I could be wrong. It's been a while.
Yeah. I feel like we were in a steps challenge together. And I think that you were one of Misty's uh, people too. I think you had just started your channel from Misty's encouragement, and you were doing the steps challenge with us. And I was like, oh, new friend.
Well, I seriously never imagined I would create a channel. And Misty and a couple other people and then Derek joined in. Because he says, well, if you want to be, like whatever, a captain or whatever he was calling it at the time, like we had colored, like red and green color teams
Yeah.
where they had names. He says, why don't you make a video and whatever and talk about the steps? And so that was my first video. Talk a little bit about myself, and then here I am. So yeah, so the kick in the rump, I guess, was Derek saying if you wanted to, be part of a team, then you make the video. And he was very gentle, very nice about it. He didn't, wasn't demanding or anything,
Right,
but it
yeah.
was kind of that little push. Because I was thinking about, I think sometimes when you start something new and you're not familiar with it, you may be over process in your head how hard it might be. And so
Mm.
then you'll just push it off to the side. I think that's kind of where I was that, and I think they could see that, so they're like, yeah, but you're interested in this, being a part of this group, kind of,
Yeah.
jump on in.
Yeah.
Well, what is Derek saying? That's how we broke you out of your shell. Yep. Yep. And Misty was the biggest cheerleader, getting me started, and Derek jumped on, and then yeah, it's been so much fun. I don't like the sound of my voice, and I don't watch my videos. Maybe that's why I don't enjoy editing. Hear myself talk. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. So walking, what I really wanted to get into this is the walking. You have been team captain for so many times, and it's so fun, but you get lots of steps. What was your biggest day? Was that 50,000 steps that one day? What was it? It was ginormous.
So my biggest day of all time was my 50-mile walk. That was my highest step count.
Wow.
But yeah, just on a regular step challenge day, 50.
Yeah, 50 miles you walked that
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that was amazing. And I learned so much about myself and my fitness and my abilities and believing in myself, not just accomplishing the 50-mile walk itself, but training for that walk, because that's something that I really wanted to document, because I don't want people to think that, oh, well, she's fit and she's small and she can do this because she's just all those things. I wanted people to understand that it was a challenge, that I was still losing weight as I was training for that walk. Walking was my physical activity that was helping me to lose that weight. Diet's a big part of it, as we all know. Fluid intake was huge. I tried to stress, carrying my water with me and trying to stay hydrated as I went, and just all of the environmental things that we experience as we go. Uh, because the day of the event is extraordinary, and it was so difficult, but so was every single training day that I had to get there. I mean, I fell, I scraped myself up. I had walks where I ended up in the wrong direction and was like 20 miles off course before I realized where I was not supposed to be.
Oh,
Uh,
no.
and I'm calling my husband crying. I'm like, I need you to come find me. And all I know is that there's a McDonald's. I'm trying to how many times was I on a trail and I was like, hey, phone robot, tell me where I am. But it was such a growing experience, and having this community, the weight loss community there cheering me on, it was like I could hear you guys inside my mind every single time I was struggling on the trail. Thank you. I was like, Angel, you can do it, keep going, and that really helped. And then when everybody made the videos for me and my husband put them up for me so that I could watch it the day of, that was tremendous. And I so appreciate everything that this community has done to help me stay on track with my health and fitness journey. I know I haven't posted a lot since I came back from Antarctica, but I'm still here. I still try to
You
watch
are here. You're
in.
just posting on different places, not so much YouTube, but Instagram.
Right.
TikTok. I'm not on TikTok just because I'm afraid I'll go down that rabbit hole and never come back out. So
Right. Yeah.
so I just push that to the side. Nope, that's too tempting. I'll spend too much time watching. But you did bring up a good point. That 50 miles, whether you're walking or you're doing a marathon with a bike or you're running or whatever it is, you do need to train. Train how to get to where you're at. That's gonna be a long day, whether it's cold, raining, hot. So you want to be prepared. And then you have to work on your muscles, because if you don't, you're going to be cramping and you're not going to make it to the end. So
Right.
yeah, it is great training. And I think you did a very well-rounded job of explaining that and bringing attention while you were making that video. because you did explain a lot, and some people would have just said, hey, I did that 50 miles, I just started working on it 2 weeks ago, but
Right.
you didn't.
Yeah.
You went through the whole thing. So because you can't do that, and I mean, maybe you're a super person and can do that in one day, but you might not be so good for the next week or two. You haven't trained your body to go on a 50-mile walk.
Right.
So let's talk about volunteering. I enjoy volunteering. Sometimes I do donations, whatever I can at the time. But what are your favorite ways to be volunteering or give volunteering?
Yeah, I recently became more active in my American Legion than I have been. So I volunteer in the kitchen. Every Tuesday night, we have steak and chop night, and it's a community event. So the Legion is normally only open to members, but a couple nights a month, they open it up to our neighbors so that everybody can come in and have a super reasonably priced meal. So you can get steak, potato, salad, everything, for like $12 and sit and talk with your friends and have a nice night out. That has been a lot of fun and very rewarding, hanging out with my fellow veterans and spouses of veterans. And I didn't realize how much I needed that community until I started volunteering there and talking to people. But I became recently a member of the honor guard. So we go out to funerals. It's a little bit sad right now. The military, the active duty side, is supposed to send two people to the funeral for our veterans. And that is not enough people to do the full 21 gun salute, the flags, and all that. They usually just play taps, fold the flag, and present it to the family. So that's where the VFW and the American Legion come in, and we fill out the honor guard and we fire the rifles. And after my training, I am now officially on color guard, so I hold the American flag at the funeral service. And
That's amazing.
it is an extraordinary honor to be able to go and to see these families just appreciate that we're there for their loved one, because being a veteran is such a large part of so many people's identities, and to have that not be fully represented at their funeral service, it's a little bit distressing to a lot of
Oh, I
people.
agree. And
Yeah.
I agree you need more than two people, especially if you're going to do the salute. I have been to many where it's just the two because it's winter or something. We're not doing that at that particular time. We may do that at, springtime or whatever, but you do need way more than two people. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Yeah.
So it's just fabulous that you and others have got the training and are able to do that. That's just wonderful.
Yeah. It's a great feeling to be able to do that.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you said, to be of service.
Mm.
It's you're being silly, goofy when we're cooking and we're having fun. I've seen a couple of your little fun videos you posted, but then there's more to giving being in service. There's also other aspects. It's not just all fun and games. It's important work, and we appreciate you so much, Angel, for doing this, and everyone else in your community that is jumped up to get the training, because you're 1,000,000% right. You need more than two people at a service if they want all of that to be
Right.
taking place.
Yeah.
We have a couple more people. Oh, Gina. I'm not sure if you met Gina yet. She's fabulous. And we have Sharon. Hello, Sharon. Lovely ladies coming on in. Thank you for coming. And if you're not familiar, this is Miss Angel. She is wonderful. She has been to Antarctica doing all sorts of stuff. We're going to talk about what she's wearing here in a second, but she's just fabulous. I got the pleasure of meeting her during weight loss and challenges. So, and that's how our friendship grew. And then she likes to send really cute little postcards, which I get a real kick out of because they're not expected. And all of a sudden Rick's like, hey, you got a postcard in the mail. I'm like, what? Fabulous. So yeah, so Angel, she surprises you every now and then. You just don't know what's going on. But let's talk about your beautiful crown and sash. What got you into starting or thinking about pageantry?
So I was out on a walk trying to get my steps in with a friend, and she mentioned that she had a girlfriend from high school who was doing a sort of a people's choice pageanty sort of thing, and people like paid $1 to vote for her, and then that money went to charity. And I thought, well, I could do something like that, right? But I'd like for it to be veteran affiliated. So I got online and I Googled pageants for veterans, and the All American pageant system came up. And I was like, ooh, could I do full pageant? I don't know. So I applied, I filled out all the forms, and they emailed me back and said, yay, congratulations, you're in. And I was like, really? Okay, here we go. I had just a few months to get ready for being in a pageant, and it was as foreign to me as someone saying, okay, Angel, in 4 months you're going to the moon. I was like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know what I'm doing at all. So I started watching a lot of videos. I started asking questions to Google, and I just basically tried my best. Nationals was in October. I went out to Maryland, a state that I love. It was absolutely beautiful the entire time we were there. And I met a lot of really awesome women. And the national platform for All American is Operation We Care, which collects donations for care packages that are then sent to deployed service members and deployed first responders who are going out for, any kind of natural disaster, fire, earthquake, hurricane. And I really appreciate that because when I was on active duty, and I was far away, I would really get a lot out of these packages that would come in. Not just what was actually physically in the box, but just the idea that people back home were thinking of
Yeah,
us.
fills your heart.
It
Fills your heart.
does. It does. And right now, we don't have like an active war going on. So I think a lot of those service members get forgotten because we don't talk about them in the news or in media in any way. And that makes me really sad. So the fact that we that's our platform, so we talk about it, raising awareness that, you know, the military is still out. We're not all in garrison. We're not fighting a hot war, but we're still not all at home. So please think
Mhm.
about them. And that meant a lot to me. So at the pageant, we had a day where we built boxes to send out, and yeah, it was an amazing opportunity. I got very very sick while I was there. I didn't know it at the time. I can't hear very well on this side. And so when my hearing got a little bit worse on this side, I didn't really think much of it. But by the time I got home, I couldn't hear out of either ear. I had a really bad cough, and I had to make a couple of trips to a couple different doctors before I was diagnosed with an upper respiratory infection and double ear infection. So I was on antibiotics for a couple of days. And while I was recuperating, I was thinking, am I going to go do this again? Do I want to try to compete in a pageant again? And once I was fully recovered, I was like, I think I will, because it was just so amazing to meet all of these great people and to see how hard they were working, not just for the national platform, which meant so much to me, but for their own individual platforms, breast cancer or invisible disabilities. It's amazing what they're trying to shine a light on, not just in their communities, but in their states and in the country, as much of a platform as they can build to bring attention to these causes. And it really warms my heart. These are amazing women. And I'm just like awed by the complexity and the diversity of the group, that I'm like, yes, these are people I absolutely want to be around. I absolutely need to be around these women so that maybe I can continue to grow and become more like them.
Oh yeah, it's fabulous. And you showed some little snippets of when you're in your dresses or whatever it was, and little routines and things, and everybody just looked happy to be with each other, cheering everybody on, supporting everybody. So I can just imagine it was a fabulous experience, especially the first
Mhm.
time. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
you're continuing on and growing these relationships even more. Oh, I
Right.
bet it's very fulfilling.
Yes, yes. It was so sincere. It was nobody was pretending or, trying to sabotage anybody. I didn't know, but apparently that's a thing in some pageant systems. Everybody there is 100% authentic, helpful, encouraging, just it is such a warm and inviting community of a sisterhood, and I'm just so a Google search gave me this? Thank you, Google.
Yeah, Google did something right. Woohoo! Yeah, no, I just think it's amazing. So, okay, we got how you got in a start. What did you do to get prepared? Because you kind of came in a little bit late for the one, but now you did the other. So let's talk about, you kind of scrambled for the first, but let's talk about how you prepared for now, for where you're at now.
Yeah, so the biggest change between last time and this time is I have a pageant coach now. We had our first meeting this last weekend. That's very helpful. She's helping me with answering interview questions.
Hmm. Yes, don't freeze up on stage or say something that you didn't doesn't go with the question asked. I think that's
Yeah.
in what the movie Miss Congeniality, where she doesn't answer the question.
Yeah. It's nice. We'll continue to work on other aspects of
Mhm.
pageantry. Last time I spent a lot of time just walking. It sounds kind of weird, but walking in heels and trying to uh, walk in a way that's energizing, that kind of makes the dress move, that I don't look like a baby giraffe trying to stand for the first time.
Well, it makes sense that you were doing that because I don't walk around in heels every day. Years ago, I did when I was working at this corporate job. But if you're not wearing heels on the regular, you do need to practice.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And so my coach and I are going to work on that as we get closer because I'm sure that my walk could use some help. I'm also very fast. I noticed that the nice thing about the pageant is they had a videographer there and we got the tape. So I could see how much faster I walked than a lot of the other contestants. And so that is helpful feedback as well, to be able to see things and say, I can work on that. And yeah, I could definitely work
Oh,
on
you
my
know what? That
speed.
is interesting because you probably had a perception you were walking the same speed or whatever, but then now you could look at it and you're like, no, you were a step fast. Oh, that's fabulous.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that I can see how that's very beneficial. So do
Yeah.
you I'm not sure how crafty you are. I don't know we've talked about that. Do you make your dresses or do you have a special place to, get dresses that you're going to need?
I don't make my own gowns. I've bought every gown that I've
No.
worn so far. Two of
Mhm.
them I had made for me. The black dress that you see me in a lot on Instagram, that was one that was made for me. And then the dress with the blue overskirt, that was a second dress that was made for me. The um, this coming pageant season, I have a dress that I'm going to try to make into something more spectacular. The first night of the pageant, we have a parade of gowns that we do. And this year, our gown has to represent our platform, m- like color and theme wise. And since my platform is Operation We Care, it needs to be like red, white, and blue. And then they have a big yellow ribbon that's there. So I'm going to try to make a big yellow ribbon to put on this blue dress. And we'll see if I end up gluing my fingers together or anything. It may pull it off, or it may be a
You
complete
will. I
disaster.
believe in you. You're going to pull it off and it's going to look fantastic. I believe in you. You'll do it. You'll do it, and I can't wait to see it. Uh, was there like anything? I mean, because I know you learned a lot, but was there something that you learned that it just kind of like wow opened your eyes for being, trying to be in the pageantry, learning the pageantry? Is there something of that nature?
I think the thing that, I know this is going to sound awful, that surprised me the most was, um, I didn't know anything about pageantry or the people who participated in pageantry, right? My entire experience was watching Miss America or Miss USA. That
Mhm.
was my exposure to pageantry. And I didn't think much more about it. So meeting actual pageant women, it really showed me how just smart and
Mhm.
it, articulate and just well-rounded people they were. So interesting and so caring and just extraordinary people. And I feel a little bit guilty that I just never really thought about that aspect of them on stage. I don't know if that's just our society in general doesn't give a lot of attention to that aspect of it. So much of my time in life I spent calling it a beauty pageant, and that's not,
Mm.
more emphasis on the beauty part and less emphasis on the, holistic person, walking around in a bikini and things like that. And it's like, that's not what this is. That is not
No,
what.
it has evolved. It has really evolved. Before, way went back whenever it originally started, it was, the little towns, who's the most beautiful in our town, and like, oh, we're moving on, who's the most beautiful in the United States, so it did start off that way. But now you're correct, talented, smart. I mean, there's people who should be, in the orchestra, the way they play their instruments, it's just not, hey, I fell off the turnip truck, oh, I look cute, I'm gonna walk this pageant. That's not it. And you're
Exactly.
right. I think it's kind of normal about anything we're not familiar with. We may not give it as much thought of what all is behind the scenes.
Right.
So I think that, I think that's a normal, with us humans. If it doesn't strike a fancy to you, you may not think much more of it, and you may not have a negative thought about it, but it's just, oh, cool, I got to watch this. They look beautiful. It's fabulous night. Something of that nature. But I don't think that makes, it's. I don't think you should feel guilty just because I think that's a normal human thing. But I understand now that you're a part of it. You get to feel, oh, there's so much more, and I didn't give it a chance. But it's not like you didn't give it a chance. Just wasn't in your realm of something you thought you might do at that time. You know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But I've had friends say, on my angel bingo card, pageantry wasn't there. And I was like, but Antarctica was? I mean, what bingo card do you have?
Well, I know about Antarctica. We'll come back. I do have questions, but Gina has no idea about Antarctica. Do you want to just take a brief moment and talk about Antarctica, and we'll come back to pageantry?
Okay,
So Angel got
sure.
to go for, was it 3 or 6 months?
It was about 6 months, yeah.
6 months.
I've been home for about a year now. Uh, I decided that, I was gonna go, and I thought, "Well, how can I do it?" So, again, Google gave me, civilian jobs available to contractors in Antarctica. I applied. I thought for sure it would take me about 2 years to get accepted into the program because that was the average. But I had the military background, I had a skill set that they were looking for, and probably nobody else applied, so that helped. And um, they asked me if I could go, and I said sure thing. And I was able to go down. I was stationed at McMurdo, which is on Ross Island in the Ross Sea, just off the coast of Antarctica. Yeah. It was beautiful. It was the most extraordinary place I've ever been, and I highly encourage everyone
Well, I
to
can
go.
only imagine how wonderful it was. I mean, just, and then when you were there, was it sunny or dark season?
It was the summer, so it was daylight the entire time I was there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Mhm.
Oh wow. So yep, Gina, she is our little traveler out of the country. doing unique, fun things. Okay, I gotta put these back on. Okay, so we talked about. Sorry. Okay, we talked about that. So, is there something during the pageantry that you found that is more interesting than you thought it would be for yourself? Not the overall pageantry, but just something. Well, you started this adventure, something that just brought something super interesting to you that you're like, wow, this is exciting, and I'm glad I'm experiencing this.
So I think the most interesting part, it wasn't really a wow, but it was just sort of a moment of introspection, was uh, I I am Mrs. So All American Mrs. Buckeye State, and that is a category, the Mrs. Woman category. They call everybody up on the stage. They announce who the winner is, and it's so much fun to see these women win and the camaraderie and everybody hugging each other. And she gets her crown, and there's tears, and it's just it's so heartwarming. And but I really felt invested in the veteran queen because that is where my heart is.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not ask anybody else while I was there if they were veterans because I didn't want to know. I didn't want to put that pressure on myself. So I did not know who the other veterans were. And I was under the impression that women who were giving up their title that year, who were crowning the next person, weren't competing that year. So when they called us up to the stage, I took my glasses off, which was probably a mistake. So I can't see anything while I'm going up the stairs. And one of the other queens comes up and she takes my hand, and I'm like, yay, she's gonna hold my hand. I'm the first one up here. And I turn and look behind me, and there are no other contestants. And in that moment, I realized how horribly unprepared I was to be an all-American queen, let alone the all-American veteran queen. I really thought, it's gonna be me, and I could potentially fail. I will do my best to represent this organization and to do everything I can for Operation We Care, but all I did to get ready for this was walk around a bunch in heels in a parking lot. I am not ready for my first 100 days as a title holder. I don't have a plan. I am not ready to talk to a group of people about Operation We Care and let them know that I'm as passionate about it as I am. This is
Mm-hmm.
not a skill set that I have. I will do the best that I can, but I'm not ready. And I started to cry. I was bawling. I
Oh.
was like, and I look at the queen who's holding my hand, and I'm like, is it gonna be me? like,
Oh
Like, I
no.
haven't been to Iraq, you know what I mean? This is, like, the most devastating moment of my life, and she's like, "I'm not sure who it is." And in that moment, I realized she's a contestant. She's a contestant for the veteran queen, and I was like, "Whew, it's not gonna be me. I can pull myself together. I can stand on this stage proud again." And sure enough, they called her, and she got her crown, and I slipped off that stage, and I realized, you know, I wanted the full pageant experience. That was my game. And as I was sitting there realizing how relieved I was that I hadn't been crowned, and seeing the ladies who weren't crowned, they were sincerely happy for the women who were. But there was that little tiny sting that they hadn't been selected, that it's like, I have to wait another year, then try again. And I felt a bit guilty about not having that sting in me. And I think that was something that sort of catapulted me to, yes, once I feel healthy, I can make that decision. And ultimately, I decided to come back because I want people to see me as a representative of this system and as a veteran advocating for our service members.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So what type of events do you have, and how long are you're for a full year, correct? With your sash and crown, it is for a full year?
Yes, yes. So in October, when I go to nationals, I'll have had my sash for about 11 months. I'll have been Mrs. Buckeye State for 11 months. I actually, when I applied for 2024, I specifically asked if I could keep my title and my sash that I had for 23 because I had it for such a short amount of time. I was like, let me wear it a little bit more. And the director very graciously said, yes, yes, you can have that same sash and title, and that, so I was very happy to be able to do that. And then in October, should I not be selected, my everything is retired. My crown and my sash will go away, and then if I don't apply again, that's the end of it. Someone else could apply and potentially be Mrs. Buckeye State, but yeah, it wouldn't be me. But if I'm crowned as a all-American queen, then I would have a year, and then I would go back in 2025 and crown the next woman. Yeah, so that would give me,
Wow, fabulous. So what
yeah.
type of events do you do? Do you have a lot of commitments each month, or is it just once a month, or how does that work out?
So we try to average one appearance a month. Try to do something like a live stream, or
Hey, oh, wow, I'm a part of the experience. No, I'm
or be in a parade or go and talk to a group of people. There are lots of different opportunities for appearances. But yeah, a lot of people get more than one appearance a month, but yeah, that's the standard,
oh,
one a
that's
month.
super cool.
It's very
And
obtainable
do you
too.
get a chance to talk about your platform at these events, or not always?
Not always, but a lot of times the engagements that we go to, where we go with the intent of talking about the
Oh,
platform.
fabulous.
Mhm.
Oh, I like that. Like that a lot. I'm going to quick say hello, Kenneth. Kenneth made it. Thank you for coming. This is our Mrs. Buckeye State All American. Is that correct? Did I say that right? All
It's
American?
All American Mrs. Buckeye State woman. Yes.
All American
It's a
Mrs.
lot.
Buckeye State. And she's our beautiful angel. I knew her before she was a pageant queen.
I knew her when she was just this little sweaty girl walking around on trails trying to lose
so that
weight.
so now you know I really do care about you, because it's not all the shine and glitz that I'm after. Yeah. So no, I think that's fabulous that you'll get to talk about it, and that is you when I've been listening and absorbing, and you are correct. There are people who are overseas or out of state or whatever it is, and it may not be, you know, there is things going on, and we don't always know all the things going on, so I won't go in thoughts or details of that. But there are people who are in need of this, because what if they don't have any extended family or somebody, and this
Mm,
is the only thing they're getting that's going to fill their heart or give them that extra oomph for however long they're going to be gone, whatever. So that could mean more than we would even know. Just like saying that nice comment to somebody at the register or whatever. We just can't imagine how much they will appreciate it. And I'm really proud of you. And I do think this is an important topic, because people are giving their lives, and send a little something, a little note with the box if you can
exactly.
afford
Yep,
something.
yep,
Send a fun little letter or color or something. There's always something that can be given.
that's right. Yep, yep.
Yeah, so I'm just really super proud of you, girl. You're amazing. And
Thank
thank
you.
you just for even spending some time with me today. And I didn't know I'm going to be part of your once a month. Maybe we'll do some next one. Yeah, totally joking. It's because you got your sparkles on. So do you wear your sash and crown besides these special events? Do you ladies get together and have something that you do together throughout the year also, while you're wearing your crown and sash?
Yeah, they do have packing parties where they build the boxes that are gonna go out. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to the last one, and I won't be able to make it to the next one, in May, but they do get together and they'll wear their crown and sash and build the boxes to send out to everybody. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
how fun.
fun.
So, you mentioned other ladies have different platforms. Do you all try to involve yourself in each other's platforms if they have something coming up? Like they're helping, package with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So some of the reigning queens here in Ohio have different platforms, and I will be traveling to support their various events when I can. Sometimes they live pretty far away, and so we can't be as active a participant in their fundraising or events as much as I would like to be. So in that case, I just try to, promote their fundraising event if I can, or, send a little bit of money if I can. But just sort of try to amplify their voice as much as I can.
And be supportive because they're going to support you and you want to be supportive of them also. Do you have
Absolutely.
a website for if anybody's interested? Because I will add it in the description afterwards. I totally forgot to even ask you that ahead of time. I apologize. A website where people can go if they want to donate money or find out how they can bring items or whatever they can.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
service.
operationwecare.org, and you'll know it when you'll when you see it, because it
It's red,
looks
white, and blue with a big yellow ribbon.
big yellow ribbon, exactly, yeah. And they accept all sorts of donations, and they have a list too of items if you want to um, order something on Amazon and have it shipped to their
Oh,
warehouse.
that's great to know.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah.
good to know.
And yeah, so I don't know if it's gonna show very well on here, but
Oh, what am I doing? Look at me, I'm coming in now. I'll block the light. Oh my goodness.
that's what their,
Yep,
logo looks like, and that's
it's
their
showing up.
website, so
Thank you for sure. Here's
oh,
me.
thank
I'll block
you.
the light for you. Oh no, technology won. I lost.
And, my
Ah.
Instagram is, mm, so it's AA Mrs. Buckeye State on Instagram. AA Mrs. Buckeye State 2024. That's my Instagram handle.
And then you said you're on TikTok?
Oh, no, I'm not really on TikTok as
Oh,
a
okay. Okay.
content creator. I just as,
Okay. Well, I didn't know. I just wanted you to say everywhere you're at if you were on it.
thank
Okay,
you.
that's great. Instagram, yes, check her out. She not only does she post events coming up, she's posting posing and in her fun dresses, gowns, and then other things. I mean, when you were showing snippets of like how you guys were walking and standing on stage, and you, I mean, you're almost like in the military, walking and don't bump into each other.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like clockwork, and if you screw up you're gonna everyone's falling off the edge. you,
yeah,
you got to pay attention, you got to work hard, and you got to learn the
absolutely.
steps.
Yes, yes, absolutely. They spent
And wearing your heels, don't, come on now. I
yeah,
mean, seriously, it was like half a second, it's just everyone's on the move, and then it's just great performance. And I suppose that's even like, I mean, in the theater or whatever else, you need to all be in sync to make sure it runs well. And I just think that's fabulous. And my takeaway is, which I felt in my heart, there's certain parts of pageantry that maybe there's, not the best of people who have great intentions, but I think overall, most people want you to exceed or succeed. They want to be helpful. Not only they want you to grow in either pageantry, your life, whatever, but you want that for them. And I love that you found another community, and that you're thriving and you're growing and you're just fabulous. And look at all the wonderful things you're doing.
Yeah.
It's just wonderful. I just think it's fabulous. I think you're fabulous.
Aw,
And I
thank
just,
you. You're
yeah, I
fabulous.
just, and it is great. We need to find our communities, and you have more than one, and that you're just blessed with that, because some people can't even find one.
Mm,
So it's amazing.
yeah. Yeah. It's
What are
really
some things I'm kind of like the friendships that are bond? Do you do things besides only pageantry? Or is it all kind of just you're all supporting each other with the pageantry in your platforms?
Oh, no, it's a total immersive experience. There's a group chat
Oh my
and
gosh, I love
just
it.
anything that pops into somebody's mind, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I just spilt my entire cup of coffee in the lobby. I'm so embarrassed." And then the whole thing just fires off. It's just a
So it's more than it is a true community.
it
You're
is. It
saying you have a
really is.
true community. It's just not, hey, we're supporting you, but we're friends now. We care. We're part of each other's lives. All
Absolutely.
right, that's
Yeah,
fabulous.
yeah,
I love it.
it's great.
Yeah, that's so amazing. Well, I just can't thank you enough for being on here with me tonight.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's so good to talk to you and catch
I
up.
know I miss you. I miss a lot of people, but when it's different when, like, if you watch someone's video, you think you're talking to, what I mean? They're
Mm,
fresh in your mind. Whereas, like, it
mhm,
feels like it's been a long time, even though you watch Instagram, I don't think it's always the same as the 10-minute or, whatever amount of video, because you're a little more immersed. Like, oh
right.
yeah, Angel's doing that. Oh yeah, what's Angel up to?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think it's great you came. Now, do you have anything else you would like to add before I ask what's coming up? Did you have anything you wanted to share that I didn't inquire about?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I do have a question. How do you clean your crown? And does anyone want to know that? I want to know that.
I actually just dust it, that's it.
Ooh, like with a Swiffer, just lightly dusted,
With, like,
or?
a microfiber cloth, just
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. Um, no, it's great. What do I know? I don't know. I'm going to share this because I showed it to Angel. Here,
yes,
look what I have.
I love
Okay,
it, I
we'll
love
put it
it
on there.
so much.
It is from a Halloween costume years ago, and I remembered it like a couple minutes before we got on the live. I'm like, I'm digging that thing out. I just thought it was funny. And I'm like, I have a little one. So, what are the things you have coming up that you would love to share with everybody?
Yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to see my adventures unfolding. March 1st is Ohio's birthday, so I have a special
Woo!
post about that. 120 years of Ohio, yay.
Woohoo!
And of course, as I continue to get ready for nationals in October, you'll see those adventures happening as well. And any appearances that I make in the future, I'll be posting about them and trying to get everybody excited about them and come out hopefully and see us. Yeah.
Yes, Misty's right. You're a queen, queen. You're gonna keep being the queen.
Aw,
Woohoo!
thank you. Thank you.
I did have another question. I was thinking about when you were talking. Oh, now it just totally fleeted me. Oh well, maybe it's something I'll ask you another day. Or maybe you come back. I know we're talking about the crown, and you're talking about the birth date of Ohio. As in, that's So is there like a little parade? I know it wasn't. That's not the question I have. But is there going to be like a little parade for that?
No, no, I just made a special post for it. That's all.
Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you. When you get your gowns, are you gonna show us maybe like after the fact, like how maybe you did get that yellow ribbon on, or
Oh.
whatever? Are you gonna maybe like make little video clips or something to share after the pageant,
Oh,
so
sure,
that
I could do that.
your
That's a
outfits
good
are a
idea. Yeah,
surprise? Because I
yeah.
don't know how it works. I don't know if you want to keep everything a surprise, or whatever. But I was just thinking, oh, that might be fun, to see the after the pageant's over, what you did. Did you have a fitting? I don't know, just some fun little things like that.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I could definitely do that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because I'm not sure, I'm sure there's certain things, since you are Mrs. Buckeye State, that you're not maybe supposed to put out just because it's part of the pageant. They want to keep them, some, and I'm saying the correct words, but I think you know what I'm trying to say.
Right,
Some stuff
yeah.
is for the pageant, some stuff's okay for you to do.
Right,
I
yeah, yeah.
guess.
Th
I don't
there
know if
are
that makes sense.
there are some things that they wanna kinda keep hush hush and have be a
Mhm.
surprise to people who are attending the pageant in
Yeah.
person. Yeah, but,
Yeah,
there
that
are
makes
other
total
things that we
sense.
can
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm so excited. Whatever you want to share with us, I just find it fascinating. And I just can't believe, well, no, that's not true. I can believe how far you've come because you're smart, you're beautiful, and you just have that go, go, go. Even though
Aw,
you were like, oh, I cried on the stage. I'm grateful I wasn't the queen here because I wasn't prepared. But now you've learned, you cared, and this life is we learn every day. We're not going to
right,
know everything. You're
right,
still learning.
right.
And I just, but you took that step. You're like, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do it. And and plus you have an amazing platform. So that's extra bonus. So I'm just so proud of you, girl.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, I guess we're gonna say goodbye to everyone. Thank you, everyone that came. That's in the chat. If you come back for the replay, we'll have everything listed, where you could donate. Angel's YouTube channels and her Instagram. I'll make sure I post that in the description box. So again, Angel, thank you so much for spending some of your time with us and me. And I just had an absolute pleasure with you tonight.
Aw, thank you. Thank you everyone for being here.
Bye, everybody. I forgot to say, what do I say? Don't forget, you're amazing. I love you. Bye. Maybe. Yeah, we're still on.